Welcome everybody to another AMA on the 30th of June 2024. It's a pleasure to have you all with us and watching. Appreciate your patience on the run up to the AMA, but we're all here for you now and ready to go through some lengthy questions. Here we have David Owen Morris, who is the co-founder of Raptoreum. My bottom left is Alejandro Molina, who is the head of Spanish marketing and Latin America as well. And below me here we have Adam Scherm, also known as the Scherminator and King Sir Scherm. And any other name, Scherm?
That's it for now.
Falcon saying, haven't seen BP for a few weeks. Are you doing good, BP?
Reasonably.
Soka saying, best crypto team. Thanks, man. Yeah, Alejandro's got his t-shirt.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
very nice.
it's looking very nice. Yeah, so we've got all matching t-shirts now, haven't we? Yeah.
No longer stuck in customs. That feels good.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're ready. Charlie's got his as well. I think Charlie might be on in a bit, depending if he can get time off his fam. But yeah, we're all looking good. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with Scherm today, and I'm going to ask Scherm how he is and how the community is.
I'm doing well. Melting, pretty hot here right now. I think about 108 it got up to. It's about 42°C.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, pretty hot. And about 50% humidity. So yeah, trying to stay cool. But the community is good. I think the same. It's pretty much hot everywhere. So I think everybody's trying to stay cool these days and keep the miners cool and running. But I mean, everybody's good. Still busy testing. You know, I see they're busy testing their Terra Bridge right now. Make sure that's all good to go. So yeah, and also see I'm the needles waiting for assets to launch. So obviously everybody can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get started then, David.
Okay.
We've got quite a few questions here, it looks like.
Yeah, we've got a few.
Okay, then. The first question that we have is, can we have the collateral for multiple smart nodes be present on the same wallet address? This would simplify holding of private keys offline. David?
Yeah, you can already do that. You cannot, however, reuse an owner address. The owner address is required for doing anything like voting, and it's required for redoing the ProTX. You can't issue ProTX update command without having correct owner address in your wallet. But the collateral themselves, you can store multiples of those on the same address. That's not a problem.
Awesome.
As what it's checked for is just the transaction hash. It's not checked in the same manner as the other addresses that have specific functions to the nodes are.
Okay. The next question is Assets really going to give some positive vibes for Raptoreum? And what if it fails? David, you want to do that one as well?
I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't. For it to really drive things forward, though, we will need a joint effort from the team and the community. In addition to that, we need to continue developing as many routes for asset usability as possible, meaning libJS, libPython, etc., to facilitate easy integration across multiple markets and use cases. We didn't make a bowl of ramen. We built protocol level assets. Key piece of our plan is world domination. How that can't vibrate the shit out of your soul, I don't know. That was a quote from Charlie. But yeah, it definitely should get things moving again. We've already got at least one exchange willing to list RTM assets on top of the internal and external marketplaces we have coming as well for more NFT and traceability based things. So it's going to be off to a good start, and it really should grow from there. So slow and steady. Let's see what's next. Hi. Thanks for this AMA. Very nice to see open team project like Raptoreum.
Oh, cheers, man. This is why we do it. Thank you for your support.
Yeah. What else do we have here? How is the Raptoreum AI coming along?
Our team lead for the Raptoreum AI had a personal issue to take care of, but is now back on track. So we expect a bit of progress on that. As we've said previously, it's there's multiple parts to the AI. There's the public facing part of it, which you'll see on the site. There's also the team side of it for us to help the project grow internally, and also there's the business development side of it and onboarding, which can advise various companies and businesses or whatever on how to integrate the Raptoreum chain. MJ, who is heading all of that, and his team are actually working on or tasked with an assets release video at the moment, which we're really excited to get out, and he promises me epicness, so we'll see how that goes.
Sounds good.
Next question is there any news on the new website, David?
Well, we've got steady progress being made, and we should be able to tease some of the coming sections fairly soon. As we've said previously, there is actually another site that's been developed alongside it. It's not the site 2.0 that we keep talking about, but it's a site that is visually a lot better and more refined than the one we have at the moment. So we've got 2 different iterations on the way. Did you manage to finish the new asset white paper?
It is almost finished, yes. I'm just doing the blurb and some of the legal stuff at the end, and then I'm going to have yourself and Charlie to go through what I've done, just in case I've missed anything. But it is looking nice, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Some of the several key components in that white paper which make a big difference, and one of them is naming examples, providing examples of how assets can be named on the chain. This helps users to understand the structure and also the format of asset names. Also, there's a part about asset functionality, and that's how assets will function within the Raptoreum ecosystem. This includes also details on how they can be created, managed, and also utilized. And also another big part of it is a section about updatable assets, which introduces the concept of updatable assets, which we didn't have before. And what that is, it means new metadata and IPFS can be added to an updatable asset, and while keeping the asset itself immutable. Next one's in Spanish, I think, David. I might have to translate that.
Yeah.
I think it's about mining. I'm still running with my Ryzen, or does it make no sense to continue doing it? What do you think? Thank you, Dario Zalazar.
Well, it depends on what Ryzen CPU it is, how you're running with it. If you want to maximize what you're getting from it, switch it over to RaptorHash. Other than that, it's comparing the output from that with your electricity rate, and I'm afraid I can't really do that for you. You'll have to look at what makes sense for you.
Okay, the next question is, hi, is it possible to estimate the size of the blockchain in 20 years?
Not in a realistic manner. It's very dependent on usage, even with the optimizations we have planned, meaning a block can be from a few kilobytes up to a couple of megabytes, depending on how much usage there is on the chain. So until we have a better idea of what usage is, once we have all of the optimizations we have planned in with the upcoming transaction decoupling, etc., it's not really something you can make any kind of accurate predictions about. I would like to send RTM via Twitter. Does Binari could whisper it to Elon?
Elon, unfortunately, took that ability away from us when he took over the platform, and funding the development of an ad like that is just way too pricey at the moment. I mean, we've had a few calls with X since they were taken over, and access to their quick APIs to get what we need done is in the tens of the thousands of dollars, and that's just for their simple options, which is completely ridiculous. So right now, no. Maybe when we're in the top 50 of cryptos, we might be able to get that done. But right now, our funds are prioritized for other things, other stepping stones that we need to walk on to get us there, you know.
Okay, let's see what we've got next here. What strategies are being implemented to increase Raptoreum's adoption and presence in the global market? Are there specific regions or industries you're targeting?
To increase Raptoreum's adoption and presence in the global market, there are several strategies, and we're also targeting specific regions and industries as well. Strategies to increase adoption, well, we've got our regular stuff, which is community engagement. We've got a strong and active community that contributes to the project by pushing code and building the necessary tools, and also translating documentation, which we're really appreciative of, and you know, a lot more. We've got people like Soka building games and things, and it's nice to see lots of people chipping in with things like that. The grassroots involvement helps spread awareness and adoption organically, and that's just the bare bones of what we've got now. Then we've got our additional marketing efforts. You will see over the next month and a half, we're going to be ramping up our marketing efforts, including preparing for a bigger presence in the space and leveraging social media platforms like Twitter and TikTok and YouTube, even more so to reach a broader audience. Big thanks to H&S for getting us where we are now. Then we've got also educational initiatives that we're planning. H&S is also involved in some of that with David as well. We're working to get involved in educational initiatives such as teaching blockchain technology in recognized institutions. This will help build knowledgeable user base and also potential developers as well for the future of the project. Then we've got another aspect of it, which is partnerships. We are forming partnerships with various entities. This includes staking partners and other blockchain projects. We've just taken a new staking partner, which is NodeHub, just last week or the week before, because their service was great with us through the testnet. So overall, the partnerships are to enhance our ecosystem and all also provide more value to our users as we move forward into assets code. Then we've got also technological development. We could talk about the continuous development and improvement of our technology, such as the integration of the upcoming Apache Spark, which is the open source distributed umbrella, and the introduction of updatable assets, which is quite a big thing as well. Other chains have to do their metadata on a separate, like a separate company that manages that, but we've managed to do it all on the protocol, which is a pretty cool thing. So when you're listing your tokens and things, and you can update all your images and that if you have a change of wind, or you find out that a place won't list you because of the way you've deployed your metadata, which you can see that a lot on Solana tokens, but we will be able to provide an option to mitigate that. So that's another cool thing. So by doing that, we can remain competitive moving forward in comparison to these other chains, and offer some unique features at the protocol level. Our initial target regions that we've got right now, obviously we've got Europe. We've got dedicated team members focusing on regions like from Czechia and also France with the Baguette Nibbler. And we're building local communities and also engaging with local influencers and crypto groups as well. Then we've got a big one, which is Russia, and we're really proud of our Russian community. It's led by members who are actively involved in promoting Raptoreum and engaging with local users in their own local social media channels, which, bear in mind, are a lot different to more Western channels. Then we've got Latin America, and Alejandro here is running that, and we've got Africa as well, which we're looking to expand into. We're supporting it. David's talked about supporting initiatives in regions like Chile and also Kenya that he's mentioned before as well, where Raptoreum mining has been used to support the local communities and schools. And these sorts of grassroots places to grow the project are target areas where expansion can happen more easily than more of the built up and more busier markets. Our initial target industries are, we've spoke a lot before, and that's we've got gaming. We do see significant potential in the gaming industry, particularly in the use of physical NFTs and securing game transactions. We've talked a lot about that with the CryptoSmith, with what he's building, and also I've talked a lot about how I'd like to see the gaming licenses being able to be transacted and connected to our asset layer, which is a pretty cool thing. We are also in contact with some gaming developers, and we're exploring ways to integrate Raptoreum into various gaming platforms as well. Then we've got education, which we would like to, I've just talked about that, but I could go on about it again, I suppose. By supporting educational institutions and providing resources for blockchain education, which David and HNS are working on, we aim to foster a new generation of blockchain developers and users. I think it's really important to get them while their minds are fresh and young, because their creativity it can grow a lot further in that regard. Then there's the finance industry. We're working on democratizing access to financial resources, and also enabling decentralized funding mechanisms as well, which can drive innovation and also provide financial inclusion for some of the people in the world that are yet to find that. These strategies and targeted efforts, they are designed to increase Raptoreum's adoption and also establish a strong presence in the global market moving forward. Obviously, it's not going to happen overnight, but we do have clear directions in all of this, and we know where we would like to roll with it. And on top of all of this, I am putting forward a considerable amount of my personal funds to help promote and get the word out there about all of this moving forward. So I hope that answers your question. I know I've gone in so deep that we're down at the bottom of the sea right now, but yeah, I think it was an all right answer, wasn't it?
Yeah. One thing I could add to that is haven't been able to reach anybody from the project in Kenya for the last week or so. They've been remarkably quiet since a large part of the internet got shut down there in conjunction with the tax protests they had. The rioting, not really particularly in support of any rioting, but it looks like the way the government there is dealing with discontented and unhappy people is about as far from democratic as it's possible to be. Anyway, what else have we got here? How is Raptoreum navigating the evolving regulatory landscape of cryptocurrencies, and are there any specific compliance measures or challenges you're addressing? I mean, we can look at that in different ways. Not really, other than addressing what's at the core of the main European legislation and US legislation in terms of decentralization. We are focused on security, testing, and transparency, but that's more sort of general compliance than it is legal compliance. Decentralization concerns. There have been concerns about the decentralization of the network, especially regarding the distribution of smart nodes. Raptoreum addresses these concerns by ensuring a broad distribution of node ownership through services like iNodez and NodeHub, which collectively have thousands of customers. Yeah, or that's how we're addressing them, by having services like that. Yeah, regulatory compliance. Raptoreum project is somewhat structured to be compliant with various regulatory requirements. For example, the separation of the marketplace and third-party Talon wallet development from the main Raptoreum team helps address different legal issues that may arise. Hence, that aspect is being built by Mancini and the team over from the Osmium project. What else is going on? We've got upcoming community governance, but that's still a fair way off. It's going to allow the community members to propose and vote on project for funding. This decentralized approach to decision making helps ensure compliance with community standards and reduces basically the risk of centralized control. By focusing on decentralization, security, transparency, and community governance, RTM is pretty well positioned to navigate the complex and evolving regulatory landscape for cryptocurrencies. And I mean, we have US legal opinion, which says we're not a security, which wasn't a particularly easy thing to get our hands on. But yeah, it's done.
David, will assets be live while your team visits the Singapore event?
Well, that's the plan, so we can promote them actively there. It is absolutely pointless for us to pay thousands of dollars for tickets and travel otherwise. And remember that this is the biggest cryptocurrency event in the world, so we want to make it count.
Next question is, when IPFS visual in wallet? David, you can do that one as well.
That should be happening in about the next 2 to 3 weeks on the testnet initially, and then it should roll onto the mainnet as well fairly quickly. Paul, what cars do we all drive?
Well, I drive a 2008 Renault Megane. It cost me £250. so I'm not by any means driving a Lamborghini. David, what you got?
Got a 2004 Hilux.
Alejandro, what you got?
Well, I don't
there
have
we
a
go.
car.
Mike's working. You don't have a car. Have you got a bike?
No, I don't. No, I'm just walking because everything is close here, so I don't need a car actually.
All right, okay.
So,
Scherm, what do you drive?
A Cadillac CTS.
There we go.
And that's a lot closer to Lambo than any of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, good stuff. Paul, are
Yes.
you worried about assets release and current market conditions?
I mean, I'm always worried about the release of anything, just in terms of the anticipation of the amount of work and getting everyone on the same page as we move forward with that. But from a broader view of it all, I think that letting emotions and also market sentiment dictate plans never got anybody anywhere, did it really? Waiting for like a clearer market direction is just as bad as a gamble of as launching assets right now, so it doesn't really matter to us. I mean, also politics, it's amazingly toxic at the moment, and it could moon crypto or it could dump crypto at any minute, even like tomorrow, whatever. So you can't really judge what's going to happen. But I think I could dig further into it. We could say we are mindful of the market conditions. It's not like we don't check the charts or anything like that. And we are mindful about sometimes when a crypto project releases code, sometimes they time it perfectly well and sometimes they don't. But the actual project itself releasing that at the right time is a bit of a gamble. So market volatility, for example, like significant movements in Bitcoin can cause substantial fluctuations across other altcoins, including Raptoreum. This can also impact the value of the coins and also the adoption of things like assets. If we released it when if we just released assets and it dumped 50%, then obviously it would have an effect on it. But we shouldn't be worried about that because we have no control over that. I mean, we are planning to ramp up our marketing efforts over the next few months to ensure a bigger presence in the space, and that's what we all want. It's what the community want. It's what all the devs want, and that's why we're working hard. This preparation is crucial to maximize the impact of the assets release when and if the market conditions are more favorable. But again, no one really knows when that's going to happen. So in my opinion, delaying is just simply not an option based on the gamble of how someone might perceive the market to be. I think sometimes you've just got to keep rolling, moving forward, no matter what happens with outside factors. We've previously committed to thorough testing of, the forking mechanisms and other technical aspects on the testnet before intending to deploy them on the mainnet. I mean, this gives us a bit of a comfort blanket because we know that it should work. We've tested it a ridiculous amount, probably more than a lot of projects out there. So this gives us the confidence that the assets function correctly and also securely. And I mean, it's vital for maintaining community trust and also adoption. I mean, we can go out there with full confidence and say we did the right thing, and that's what we've always done. Obviously, the assets are released in 2 stages to ensure a smooth transition. The forking mechanism has been tested, followed by a period of running it on the testnet. There are just the last few things to do. ready for the mainnet deployment, including visual IPFS that David's just been talking about, which in my opinion is a game changer in the DeFi space. Obviously, as you all can see, one of the main challenges is the liquidity and also the depth of the market. We are aware about early decisions to focus on BTC markets might have been a mistake, because BTC just throws around altcoins like a ragdoll, you know what I mean? So moving forward, we are now focusing more on USDT markets to ensure better liquidity and divisibility with future listings. We're also working hard to ensure that the assets release is accompanied by a respectable ecosystem. We might not have everything that we want in place at launch, but we're going to have some key features there which surely should get you all going, and features that we're confident that you can all use without error. A lot of this is the partnerships, what we've got coming up, educational initiatives which we're going to start be doing on the YouTube, and also working with educational institutions, and also a lot more community engagement to drive the adoption and the utility of the assets on a global stage. We can also add the transactability in the Stacy wallet that Tree's working on. I know that's something that I'm excited about, because I can literally send Scherm some worms if I want to, or I can send Alejandro some Spanish flags, or whatever I want to do. You know, it's going to create a big buzz in the Discord, and gives more people reasons to be there. And I'm hoping to get more of a community centric feel on the back end of all of this. By addressing all of these different factors that I've just talked about, I think we aim to mitigate market volatility, and we aim to also navigate market conditions more effectively to ensure hopefully a successful release of Raptoreum Assets. No one knows what's going to happen, but we never give up. We're not waiting around. We're just gonna plow forward with it. Next question is, if I create a token on the Raptoreum blockchain, can I make as many as I want? Can other people just make the same tokens too? David?
Yes, you can. You can even use the same name. The difference will be the name of your master asset, which will be the defining factor. So if Peter wants to copy Paul's potato asset, he is going to be able to do so, but it's going to have a nice big fat Peter in front of it instead of Paul, if you want to check what's original and what's not original, which should make it fairly easy and a lot more transparent than having to, let's say, check a contract address, which could be close enough to the real thing that it's difficult to tell it apart.
Looks like that's the end of these questions.
Yep.
So I'm going to let Alejandro speak now that he's sorted his microphone out. Alejandro, how are you? How's the Spanish community, and what's going on?
Yeah, thank you guys. Sorry for the inconvenience of the USB microphone. Well, everything is fine. The community is fine. I've been testing a lot Facebook and been getting very good results. You might see them on the few videos we post there, and we get a lot of views and people from Spain. And I guess we are just warming up engines to see what's going on with the asset soon. And yeah, everything is almost ready on testing social communities, networks for marketing, and having everything ready for great campaigns.
Brilliant. And is there anything that you would like to say in Spanish to the community?
To the Spanish community, un saludo a la comunidad. Seguimos trabajando. El equipo de desarrollo sigue dándole bien fuerte a todo lo que es la testnet. Pronto ya esperemos ver a los assets en la net principal. Le estaba comentando al amigo Binary que estamos preparando las campañas de marketing para lo que es el lanzamiento de los assets. Estamos tocando puertas, estamos viendo las redes sociales, estamos viendo todo lo que vienen siendo las campañas, los costos. Recuerden que esto es una comunidad, esto es descentralizado y estamos pues viendo qué podemos hacer con toda esta campaña de marketing y esperando lo mejor para los próximos días. Un saludo a todos y espero que estén muy bien. Yes, so I tell them something. And I'm now planning to bring more people to Telegram. I wanted to bring more people to Telegram. People in Telegram are Telegram group is slowing down, but I'm sure I will get some more new fresh people to the community, which is going to be nice.
Brilliant.
Dominic Kushner, which impact assets could make for the price of RTM and future development and growth of the RTM project? We've kind of answered that already with some of the other questions.
Yeah, we don't really talk about price increases or decreases anyway. So, but it's a big thing for the project. It's a big thing for the community. It brings more people together with the extra creativity aspect that we're giving people to play with, and I'm really excited for the extra use cases that we're providing people, and I'm really excited to be able to go out there to Singapore and to be able to talk to people about this confidently and to show them how it's all working and what they can do with it. So, you know, that's it's a big thing for us, and we've worked on it for so long, and we're just really pleased to be at the stage now where we're just about to hit the button.
M&A 1976 has a question. Will shared node hosting services like iNodez be able to take advantage of the dual staking bridge? Not from inside iNodez per se, but you can deposit less than a full node into the bridge for staking. You will be getting rewards proportional on the RTM side proportional to your share of the overall pool of coins deposited into the bridge. So it's kind of a quick and dirty hack that sort of in some ways bypasses the need. But if any of the share node providers want to integrate something like this, I don't see why we wouldn't provide code for them to do so with.
Is there any more on there, David?
Not in particular, no.
All right. Guys, if you've got any questions for us in the stream party chat, then go ahead. You've got a couple of minutes there to shoot them over to us, and we will answer everything that gets sent in as much depth as we can. D Rug is saying, great to see you all today. Cheers, man. Good to be here. Okay. I just want to say a big thank you to you all for tuning in today. It's been an absolute pleasure to answer all your questions. I hope that we managed to answer them thoroughly and concisely in a way that you would like. Sorry to say that Charlie's still not here, so he must be still busy with his family. I know he was trying to deal with some kid issues, but I'm sure he'll be on in a bit. And then he can answer that question about the meat and things like that. We will be shooting some rain in the stream party chat very shortly, so if you're not already there, then the link is at the top right of the stream. That is discord.gg/Raptoreum. Join our Discord, get verified, and then head over to the stream party chat. We do have events on Mondays and Thursdays at the Discord as well. We have Tag Team Trivia Night, which is a pretty cool. The winner of the question for the trivia asks the next one. It's a great way to get some Raptoreum coins and maybe collect some more at the end. Be sure to give us a like on this stream. It really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Me and HNS would really appreciate that. I did implement some new tunes today. Hope you liked them. We've got a new artist called Mocha that's been supplying songs for us through our licensing, which is really nice. It seemed a bit more. It was actually called Brazilian funk. Have you heard of that, Alejandro? Yeah.
Yes, I hear of that. Yes.
Yeah. Tenacious D saying the tunes were dope today. Yeah. Yeah. Cheers, man. We'll let them know. Guys, if you've got any suggestions for the project or anything like that, be sure to let us know. You know, we are here. We will listen to anything. And as you know, we are really excited to go to Singapore in September. We're going to be taking some merch and things with us as well, and trying to get the Raptoreum Assets word out in as into many people's heads as possible. It's exciting times. I'm really pleased of where we were and where we've come to, and it's about time we made a difference in the space with what we've been building. Class is saying, good time, guys. Thanks for all that you do and making yourselves available for questions. Yeah, cheers, bro. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. We are on X, as you know. That is at Raptoreum. We're also on Instagram as well. Again, at Raptoreum. We're on TikTok. That's at official Raptoreum. And you know, we're not on Threads anymore, I can tell you that. We do these streams every single week. The next stream that we've got will be Raptoreum Weekly Update, which will be on the coming Sunday. The weekly update usually lasts for about half an hour, and then we go over to CryptoSmith to see what he's been building. So make sure you tune in for that, and I will post that on all the social media a couple of days before it happens if you want to check that out. So big thank you all for tuning in. Here we have Big Piggy, here we have the Shermanator, here we have Alejandro. I have been Paul Mills, and it's been an absolute pleasure for you all, for us, and I hope for you all. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Cheers.